Hey, how you doing? Today, I thought we'd talk about letting go of the past over a beer. That's a good one to talk about over a beer. Yeah. This story starts with my old buddy Jack. Yeah. He was another radar tech on the ship. Now, he was already there by the time I got to the ship, so I met him right away. And I could tell he was definitely one of the top radar techs. And since I was recently out of school and got to the ship, it worked out great that him and I got along so well. Because soon him and I became very close to the top of the techs. So we ran around together all the time. When we were at sea, we ate chow together. We worked on each other's radar systems and somewhat learned both of those. And when we were in port, we would go out to dinner together. And there would be a group of us sometimes. There might be four of us who were really close. But always, Jack and I were doing the same stuff. And at some point, we were playing racquetball. You know, the old game in the little square room. And yeah, we were into that for a while. But we were always right there with each other. So, he was from New York. And in part of this, I have to describe the way Jack was physically. This guy was like 6'4" and probably weighed easily 230 pounds. Now, of course, we were all in shape because of the training and everything else. But he was a rather formidable guy. That comes into play in several stories. But Jack was close to like a brother to me because we hung out constantly, whether we were at sea or whether we were in port. It started to seem more like he was a brother of mine rather than a mentor. You know, mentors are one thing, and you will run into these in life. Mentors are great for giving you assistance on career, job type stuff. Never underestimate mentors. They're huge. I've had many officers and master chiefs higher up the food chain who were great mentors. You know, people who believed in you, people who wanted you to excel with the job stuff. There was nights at sea on the carrier when my radar system had a problem, and there were master chiefs who were ahead of me. They were like your bosses in this civilian world. And And one night, this one Master Chief knew that this one radar system was down that belonged to me. And he came up to their radar space, and he was like, "You're the only guy on the ship. You need to get this fixed, and I know you can do it." He said, "I'm going to go down to the mess hall and get some coffee for both of us, and I'm going to stay here with you and help you with whatever you need to get this fixed." But he knew that was a work thing, you see. It was a different story with Jack. Jack was like a brother of mine. He was more concerned with real life emotional stuff. And we always hung out together, like I said, whether we were in ports or whether we were at sea. So one night, Jack and I forget what port we're in, but we were overseas. And we were at this strip club. And Jack kind of noticed I wasn't my normal lighthearted self, partying and carrying on and having a good time. And people who are buddies don't want you to start getting introverted when we're out in public. And he could always tell. So Jack said to me, "Hey, what's wrong? What's the problem?" And of course, I said to Jack, "Oh, nothing, nothing." And right away, he replied, "Bull, I know what it is," because he knew me this well. And of course, he was right, because I had issues with the past. And so Jack said, "Let it go. Just let it go," because he knew what it was. Because, see, when I was about 6 years old, my sister got ran over by a car, and her death haunted me constantly. And he knew that's what was happening. And he goes, "Let it go. You've got to let it go." Now, yeah, it was because he was like a brother of mine that he could say this. Nobody else ever said that to me before. And I knew that he knew. And he kept going, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this to yourself?" But he also knew it's time to let it go. And that's what he was trying to tell me. Now, he was the first one who actually ever said that to me. So for him to say that meant, okay, I have to take this seriously. I've got to start thinking, There's a group of us, and Jack's sitting beside me, and he's going, "I can see you're not in the realm. You're not your normal, lighthearted, having fun self. Instead, you're thinking of other things that are way in the past. And he was right. He knew me that well. And so it kind of dawned on me. Like I said, this was the first time somebody said this to me. Why am I still carrying this around? Why, on a night like tonight, where we're in port and we're out to have fun, why now are these old thoughts creeping up in my mind, haunting me and depressing me, when he's sitting right here telling me, let it go? Yeah. Because he knew. And he felt, just like I felt, that this is a brother conversation, And he could say that. He had every right to say that. We were like brothers. So, then my mind started going, holy hell, what? How does he notice this? And why am I doing this? Because that was a long time ago. A long time ago. And why would this be bothering me on a night like tonight, where we're in port and we're all out to have fun? That's what you have to wonder. When do these things pop up in your head, and why are you still carrying them around, letting these things haunt you? Like you think if you let them go, you're not paying respect or something to people who may have died, or you may have lost your parents, most likely, and everybody else, past loves and everything else. Why would you still carry this around, that it's haunting you today? These things were running through my mind. And I knew Jack was right. I knew that. And so he said, we are on track. We are going to be successful. We both have had things in the past that would disturb us, but you have to let them go. True. Well, that's kind of when I realized, everybody has things in their past. It's, I'm not the only one. Everybody has had stuff happen in the past that's, you view it as terrible, like life-changing, like devastating. But you've got to let it go. And that's what Jack was trying to tell me when he was saying, we all have these things. Let them go. Because if you don't let them go, you're not living in the present. But if you're not living in the present, you can't experience the things that are going on right now. you're missing out on life. The life that's going on now is what matters, not the past. That should make sense to everybody. You can't be focusing on the past, or you won't be living in the present. You have to make a choice. Well, that night, when he said that to me, and I started thinking, and I started realizing, yeah, why am I hanging on to that when really life is now? Life is in the present. I need to start focusing on the present and let go of the past. And so, that is what I'm telling you today. Don't dwell on the past. It's way more important to live in the present and enjoy it, because even the present doesn't last forever. Enjoy it while you can. And of course, that's the end of that beer. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you later.